I want to welcome you back to the D-Lo Show. I am your host, Ryan D-Lo Delosier. Glad you're here today. Today we are going to dive back into the Idaho 4 case. Yes, we're diving back into that case that shook the entire nation to its core. It's the tragic murders of 4 University of Idaho students. And while the man responsible, Brian Koberger, he pleaded guilty in July of 2025 to avoid the death penalty, and he is now serving 4 life sentences without parole. The shockwaves of this case are still hitting the courtroom. So today, we're talking about the massive $10 million verdict, the line between free speech and defamation, and the grueling road to hearing for the families left behind. Once again, I am D-Lo. This is the D-Lo Show. Glad you're here. We are going to start with this again. We're going to start with the $10 million budget, or the $10 million judgment, excuse me. So right after the murders of Kristi Goncalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, a Texas-based TikToker named Ashley Guillard started posting videos. Guillard, who claims to have psychic abilities, used tarot cards to falsely accuse a University of Idaho history professor named Rebecca Schofield of orchestrating the murders. Guillard made over 100 videos claiming Schofield ordered the killings to cover up a secret relationship with one of the victims. Let me be very clear here. Professor Schofield had zero connection to the victims and was completely innocent. After a trial where Guillard actually represented herself and cross-examined witnesses, the jury deliberated for less than 2 hours. Just take that as a note as well, too. Less than 2 hours. That is a pretty quick turnaround right there. The result? Usually that means that they have made up their mind pretty quickly. The result? Guillard was ordered to pay Professor Schofield $10 million. That breaks down to $2.5 million in compensatory damages for actual harm and a whopping $7.5 million of punitive damages, meaning the jury wanted to heavily punish this behavior and deter other types of behavior which may occur through avenues of social media to be able to get extra clicks through those things such as TikTok. This brings us to a crucial conversation about our First Amendment right to be able to post things like on TikTok. We do have the freedom of speech in this country, which is great, but that freedom does not protect defamation. You cannot broadcast baseless lies that destroy an innocent person's life, career, and mental health without facing the consequences. So Guillard argued in court that tarot readings are opinion at best, and that she didn't need facts to exercise her speech. The jury vehemently disagreed. We've seen this before. Think back. Yes, think way back. I believe it was 2017, the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting that happened. Alex Jones. He made his massive platform. He used that massive platform that he has to falsely claim that Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting was a staged hoax. Because of the real-world harassment the grieving families faced due to his lies, courts ordered him to pay over $1 billion in defamation damages. The First Amendment gives you a voice, but it does not give you a shield against the devastation your words may cause. Professor Schofield said it best after the verdict. False statements online have consequences in the real world. And speaking of the real world, the families of the victims are still living a nightmare. Kristi Goncalves, Kaylee's mother, she recently shared a heartbreaking update. She has been suffering from severe insomnia, panic attacks, and nightmares. I just couldn't imagine what these families have gone through, especially the Goncalves family. They have been up front and center through the entire thing from the very beginning, been very involved. All of their kids testified, or during the sentencing phase, they were up and talking. It's great stuff to go back and watch if you have a chance to go back and look at that. though that is a pretty strong family, but they are struggling with this still. So as I was saying, she has been suffering from severe insomnia, panic attacks, nightmares, refusing to live her life entirely suppressed by standard medications. She recently began ketamine therapy and is planning to do EMDR, a specialized therapy designed to help process traumatic memories. Now, this is something I listened to. One of the podcasters that I like to listen to is Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill, and he's involved in some of these as well too. He does some of these. So it's a stark reminder that while the legal system moves on, the family's grief does not. All right, and then moving on right here, with my final portion of an update right here, heading into the Idaho 4 and things going on with that. So autopsy reports, they're analyzed by experts and then forensic, there was an expert right here, looking through these. The autopsy was, the reports were dropped several weeks back. And Gary Buccato recently shared a chilling hypothesis. So based on the fact that Madison Mogen was attacked first and suffered 28 stab wounds, while the attack grew increasingly frantic, with Kaylee suffering 38 and Xana over 50, Buccato theorizes that Madison may have been the primary target in this case. He suggests that BK, the intelligence that he had as he was heading into that, as he was surveying the house, and they have his cell phone pinging there, I believe, like 12 different times before he showed up. So he did a lot of surveillance. He gathered intelligence regarding the situation. There's even thoughts. I mean, as stuff continues to unfold, there are people who believe that he may have even been in the house before. It was a party house, so it's possible that he could have been in there before, but we don't have all the evidence yet saying that, and other than him coming out and saying it, we're really not going to know all of the details of this either. But when his intelligence that he had, leading in all the information that he had gathered, when it failed him, it caused him to lose control and then punish the others that were in there that were interrupting whatever his horrific plans were. So it's where they feel like the stab wounds, like I said before, it started with 28 stab wounds, and then it grew to 38. And then Xana, which they believe that she fought back. They can actually detect that they knew that she fought back. I know I've said this in the past too, but their prediction is that she fought back because she had her own blood on the bottom of her feet. So they knew that she was standing up and at least trying to defend herself. She had wounds on her hands. Whether she was attacking or just defending the whole time, we don't necessarily know that yet. But these other people in the house that got in the way of whatever his plan was, whatever he had in mind, whatever crazy, sick, twisted thing that this individual was locked behind bars for the next 4 years and should have got the death penalty of firing squad. But instead, done another topic for another day. Regardless, his rage grew and the stab wounds went up from there. Ethan didn't get as many. I think his was like 19, but how many does it take, really? So the guy was nuts. Hey, BK is behind bars, locked up like he should be. So it's pretty heavy stuff, folks. If it's important that we remember the 4 bright students, 4 people who I believe would have made this world a better place had they get through their lives. They were making the world a better place as they were going through their college lives. People around them look like just rays of sunshine. We all have our goods and bads. You can always find something that these kids could have struggled with at that age as well too. It's a pretty tough time in their lives, but these kids, after graduation, would have gone on and done some wonderful things that made our world better. And I don't believe the same is true for the one who is left surviving, that is sitting behind bars in Idaho. Yeah. So we are gathering some things out of this, though. We are getting some evidence from the autopsy, and along down the road, just some things that are unfolding. I do believe that some of the cases that, because of the IgG information that they were able to use to find him, some of the DNA information and the technology that they used to be able to do that, are helping us solve some other cases. So there is good that is coming out of this very, very tragic situation. So heavy stuff once again. It's important to remember these 4 bright kids and hold the people who exploit their tragedy accountable. Those of them who are going in there just for clicks and making up stories that go along with it, just to try to get to get a different angle on it. It's not okay to be able to do that. So I want to thank you for tuning in to the D-Lo Show as you are out there. I'm going to be still cranking out some of these too, just things that might be coming up down the road. I've been looking at a few cases. So my Idaho 4 updates right here. Going back to, some of the ones I'm working on. I haven't recorded these yet, but, I've got a few other cases here that I'm taking a look at. There was a gal who was just charged here, I believe it was yesterday or the day before in Yakima. So we're looking at March 1st, March 2nd. And it would have been March 2nd because that's Monday, was charged with stabbing her former roommate. I want to look into that. There's been a lot of moment of blessings in Yakima, and when they do, so this is another case I want to cover as well too, is when they do those, like how we are trying to bring back the sense of peace and stability to the neighborhood, and basically like pray away the give that area, give it back to the people, not necessarily the gangs or the violence that goes along with that. Another one that I want to take a look at, I've been looking at, we have an area here, a neighborhood in Yakima that it's the streets, it's McKinley, it's Lincoln, it's what else in there, Roosevelt, Jefferson. These are streets that are all named after dead presidents of the United States, and there's a lot of tough things that go on in those neighborhoods as well too. So that's another case that I am looking at as I'm going through these right here. So Roosevelt, there's been a lot of stuff that's good. I have a few cases, and what made me think of it is that just, but Roosevelt, McKinley, hey, these are all dead presidents. Maybe that'd be interesting to do a podcast or a series on people who have been killed in that area. And just, other cases that I'm looking at as well too. I still look through I go back and I try to find things that we've done like there's a few cases. The death of Jennifer Caridad, her killer is currently in trial. There is the Jose Franco case where he is currently, he's sitting in jail too, waiting for things to come along with that. So there's a few of these we're going to come back to as we get closer and closer to that. We have the Kylia Rose Toll where she had killed her children, and then or she killed her 7-month-old child through neglect. So that one's coming through as well too. Also want to go back to the Operation Net Nanny stuff. So I'll keep on giving you updates. So just if you're interested in those, as I find things, I'm going to record some more stuff, and I just keep cranking these out. So thanks for listening along with me. Thanks for making it this far in the podcast. Again, if you like it, go ahead and give me that 5-star review. It helps other people find the show. In the meantime, hope you're having a great day. Take care of yourself, and bye-bye.